Gonna start learning about Python. Python is a very popular language and it's being used mostly in data science as well as your favorite Instagram was initially built on using Python. So here we go. We're gonna use the W3 school to navigate through all the things that we need to learn. Uh, I can start with the first thing, hello world. That's the first program you will learn usually on any language. Python is pretty easy. You just say print and then in a parenthesis you're gonna use the hello world. And if I run it, you'll see that hello world is there. Moving ahead. Now, there are a lot of description in the introduction like, okay, what is Python? What can it do? So overall, Python is a primarily used for backend language. It can be used in machine learning, as I mentioned. It can be used a um, lot of platform like Mac OS, Linux. If you are using Raspberry Pi, there also can be used. Python also is used in image processing a lot of the time, though the code is written in C++, but Python is pretty easy also. It has number of frameworks like Django or Flask, which is very popular. And we usually learn with Python 3. Python 2 is also used, but it's not supported like anymore. So yeah, so get started. You can install the Python from the standard library. It's quick to install. It's very easy to. I'm using PyEnv for installation, but you can install using whatever tools you like. Um, yeah. Then in terms of syntax, as we saw, it's just print and hello world pretty much. And you can use single quotes or double quotes, both will gonna work. For testing, we can try it out. Um, and here we go. It works. Now, in terms of indentation, is very important in Python. Python doesn't have those curly braces. So, for example, if I write a hello world here like this, and if I write something like this, Python will say, "Hey, this is wrong, indentation is wrong." So always make sure you use the indentation. When you're gonna come to the conditional statement, we'll see that how those indentation works. For example, here is one of example. Now, next thing is about comment. Python can be done like single line comment or multi-line comment. So if you want to just comment out line, then you can do this. This is a comment and will not read by compiler or interpreter. So if you run this, we see two times hello world. Multiple line you can do this way as well as like for example, you can show this is another line. Another way is using a triple like this. This is also multi-line comment. Now if I write this, Python will not read this also. Whenever you have multiple lines, I think this is better way because you can format those text, which is nice. And variable. Any variable you can think of is like place where we can hold data. So if you want to hold water, you want to use a bucket. Now Python support automatically give you the typecasting, so you don't have to typecast each of the thing. For example, like if I want if I want to set a number to a variable, we can say x equal to 5. For a string, we can say this is string. For any other thing like for double or y equal to 10 point something also works. And to print those, we can just say print x. We have the file, so it just a holder. You can think about casting. Yes, we can do that. For example, we have 10.34y, right? If we want to do a integer, we can do that. We have 10 to become integer. Now we have floating. Float, we can do x. Now it will be 5.0. Get the type. We can always use print type. We can say x. This is gonna give me the type. It's an integer. If we say y, now there are different type. We're gonna learn about data type later. It's a float. For string, we can say str. So we just take the variable name and just give the type. It's a string. Case sensitive. So Python, any variable we write is a case sensitive. What I mean is like a equal to 10, a equal to 10, and a equal to 12. If we print a, we'll see that we have 10 and 12. However, if we have a equal to this and a, we have 12, 12. So just make sure whenever you type a variable is case sensitive. Now variable name. It's just a convention in Python. What are the naming convention supported? So usually you can always start with a string and then add with a number. It can start with underscore also. Underscore is mostly used when you want to have a um, function parameters and then don't want to use it most of the time. Then you can use underscore, but always use something like this. Python usually is just a standard practice. Like a lot of the time, either you use camel case. For example, if you want to say my name equal to this is my name, this you can write in my name equal to this is my name. Single quote or double quote is up to the developer how they want to use it, but I always prefer to use single quote, and whenever it's mandatory to use double quote, I'll use double quote. I prefer this way as line 26 my name because I come from Ruby background, but this is also valid, and you will see a lot of Python code written in camel case, so just prefer that way so you don't get confused. But if you see my code, I'll always use the underscore. So this is called camel case, this is called Pascal case, which is the first character is also uppercase. Golang basically use Pascal case. Sneak case, this is the one I mentioned, this one. Um, Assigning multiple value. So yeah, this is also a valid case. If I use xyz, x is equal to orange, y equal to banana, and z equal to cherry, this also works. Whenever we assign this, it means to all the value x, y, z, we are setting value to orange. Unpack collection, when you're gonna run about array, this will be useful. So what it does is, like for example, I'll copy here. Fruits equal to a array of data. Array can be a list. You can think about list of data, which is apple, banana, and cherry. And when you say xyz fruit, x will be my apple, banana will be y, and z equal to cherry. There are a lot of trick with array, like you can just set first element on the first, rest you can set something. We're gonna learn about it later. Output variable, we have defined it. I think some weird example like how to print the data. So we want to print the fruits, right? We can just say print fruits, and this is gonna give us all the fruits name. Um, we can print all together XYZ. This also works. Apple, banana, cherry. Plus, I wouldn't recommend to use plus sign to print or add this called string concatenation or something like that. Because if it's a number, then it will gonna just sum up those value. Always use something that is more solid. In this case, this will gonna sum up and then add all those value, right? Like for example, if I just say this, Python is awesome, you see that there will be Python is awesome, there will be something like this. But if I have a number here, like you see there is a space in every time, and because of that I am able to see a space, which I really don't like. What I like is usually I'll say um, dot format and then we pass all the string whatever you want to do. So we can just do this, this, and this, x, y, z, and Python is awesome. This also works, and I like this approach. In this case, doesn't matter it's a string number or whatsoever. I can set a number also here, one, and this works. Otherwise, like if I had used previous plus sign to do the concatenation and this is a 1, you'll see that it just doesn't work a lot of the time because I'm trying to concatenate with a string and number. So just note on that. Um, yeah, so this is something what I explained. Global scope variable. So in Python, anything defined on top level, for example, name equal to and then if I say function get name, I still have access to this name. So we can say return name and I can say get name. And this will work because it's in the global scope of this variable. I have access to this name before, but what if I set this variable after? This is interesting. You see, now still I'm able to get name because it's a global, but some programming language what it does like C++ we have to define before something like that, but it will not work if I just get to call and then have it here. You see, name is not defined this time, so just be careful how you scope your variable. Now global x, this normally you will not use it. So whenever we say that global x is does mean like we are setting a global scope variable. That's not mostly used. Now we're gonna learn about data type. Like now we have seen string, we have seen number, we have seen in number we have multiple type, integer and float. Now here is some of the example. We have string which can store text, which are we have integer, float, and complex number. Complex number are like IE serials number. Don't worry about it. Just it's a number with decimal point. We have list. In list, we have list, tuple, and range. In Python, range is defined, I believe, this way. So you can say range, and then you can define a value as much as yeah. So if I say 10, and if I print, we'll see that it gonna give me. Oh, okay. 0 to 10. So I can say 10 to 20 or 30. This will also work. And In this case, we can loop over it or do whatever we want to. This is nothing but defining two variable together. We have dictionary, which is nothing but hash map. We can think about set, frozen set, boolean. Boolean is something important. In Python, boolean is accepting true or false, something like this. Just remember. And none type is whenever is a none. Now let's see what are the examples. So for list, I think I miss it. We have shown this example the list. Tuple, um, nothing much important. For dictionary, this is the example. We can say name equal to John, age equal to 36, something like so. It's just key and value pair. Now my key can be a string, and usually you can set as a number also, but your value can be anything. Any a dictionary value can be another dictionary also. Set is a list of number, but usually it's a unique. So if you have a list of number which has a duplicate value, you can always use the set to make it unique. Boolean, just show example. Byte and lower level data. So it's not important at this point. And let's go to number. So number, we have seen integer, we have floating point, which is this, and complex number is something like this, or 10 to the power 10 or 10 to the power something like that. That's how we store the complex number. One of example, let's see if we can see. Yeah, if you see here, and if we try to print x, we'll see that it's just something like the 3 plus 5j, which is the imaginary part. Um, and a This is a Python helper class. I'll change everything. So we can import Python library, standard Python library. With the first one you are using is random. Now using random, we can get a random number. So we can say random dot range 2 to 10. We got 3. Next time we got 5, 9, 4. So yeah, we can always create some random number. Yeah. Next, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna upload the next video maybe later. That's it. Thank you.